distinct friend groups with shared histories that bring them even closer together. But there's a respect that crosses every friend group. Students who are very different from one another feel comfortable sitting down together at lunch, engaged in animated conversation about school, work, or life. Any random pairing of these graduates, and in fact any random pairing of any set students, has a high probability of leading to an energetic conversation grounded in mutual respect. We see it all the time. It's not uncommon for us to peek out my window at a random assortment of students sitting together at the tables outside my office, and for one of us to remark on how crazy it is that this particular group of students knows one another, let alone has enough in common to be talking so animatedly with each other. It happens almost every day. I long for a time when everyone in the world feels as comfortable as our students do in their own skin. What if we could replicate the feeling of peace and calm that comes from knowing that you aren't being hated for who you are? Every time I hear about a tyrant who's done awful things, I can't help but wonder, what would the world look like if that person had been able to be their authentic self? What would happen if that person had gone to set? Hitler dreamed of being an artist. Stalin, one of the most ruthless dictators of the 20th century, was driven by deep insecurities about his background and status. When society forces people to suppress their true selves, it breeds the kind of insecurity that can lead to cruelty and harm. What would our world look like if everyone felt free to be themselves? Maybe nothing would have changed. Maybe Hitler and Stalin may have still been awful human beings, but maybe not. Most who are hiding their true identities don't succumb to world-changing depravity. Most just don't live up to their fullest potential. This can be even worse because of the large number of people who fall into this category. If billions of people are not as content as they could be, if they are all a little more aggressive when dealing with people, a little more angry when dealing with situations, these microaggressions compound. Imagine how much more positivity could be spread if each of these individuals make a modest shift towards contentment. We've seen it at SET. It takes time, but we move students towards self-contentment, and the community benefits are such that students and staff can be partners in growth, education, and fun. I've never had so much fun with students. There's a beautiful feedback loop where the students get more freedom and agency, which helps them be more responsible, which allows the staff to be more trusting and playful, which helps the students feel safer, which encourages the staff to allow more freedom and agency, and then we loop. Safety is the most basic of the needs after food and shelter in Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So much of safety is feeling safe being yourself, feeling safe knowing that you can be yourself without retribution. We're not perfect at SET. There are plenty of examples where things break down. None of us is perfect, and all of us make mistakes. But it is the acknowledgement of these mistakes that helps others feel safe. We occasionally hurt each other, but hopefully we hurt each other less in the future than we have in the past. That's all any of us can ask for. Okay, so why is encouraging students to be their true authentic selves and celebrating the uniqueness of others not the norm? Why wasn't this the education that I received? Well, first, there have been some serious societal changes that have shaken the world in the last 30 years. I mocked the 501 Levi's uniform that I wore as a kid, but I actually benefited from the work of the baby boomers who started this modern march towards individuality. I was surprised to learn when researching the speech that they were the original Generation Me. They checked out from the societal norms of their time, wore clothing that was dramatically different from the prim and proper dress of their parents, refused to work for the man, free love, and all of that. I'm simplifying here. There was already a move in this direction with the flappers of the 20s, and I'm sure there was similar movement long before that. Bottom line though, by the time my generation came along, there was already an expectation that we would be dressing very different from our parents and listening to very different